When most people close their eyes and picture South America, they imagine endless stretches of impenetrable Amazon rainforest, ancient stone ruins hidden high in foggy mountains, and vast, untamed river basins. But step away from these natural wonders, and you will discover a completely different reality. South America is actually one of the most intensely urbanized continents on planet Earth. More than 80% of its total population lives inside massive, sprawling urban environments. From capital cities carved into the freezing, high-altitude peaks of the Andes to sprawling coastal behemoths housing over 20 million people, these mega-metropolises serve as the financial engines, cultural epicenters, and architectural wonders of the Southern Hemisphere. But how did these cities grow so unfathomably massive? What unique geographical and economic forces shaped their skylines? And what is it actually like to navigate these concrete giants on a daily basis? Welcome back to Hidden Globe. Today, we are conducting a deep dive investigation into the top 10 largest metropolitan giants in South America, ranked by their true urban population, and uncovering the fascinating stories, hidden realities, and staggering engineering feats that define them. We begin our deep journey into South America's urban core at number 10 with Fortaleza, Brazil, home to a vast metropolitan population of over 4.1 million residents. Located on Brazil's northeastern Atlantic coastline, Fortaleza has undergone a massive economic evolution over the past few decades. Once a quiet, regional fishing settlement, it has rapidly transformed into one of Brazil's top commercial powerhouses and a booming global tourism hub. Fortaleza's incredible expansion is fueled by its massive sea trade ports, thriving textile industries, and a booming service sector. However, fast growth brings intense challenges. The city constantly struggles to expand its infrastructure, balancing luxurious beachfront high-rises with rapidly growing suburban neighborhoods that strain public utilities and transportation systems. Moving up our list to number 9, we arrive at Salvador, Brazil, housing an urban population of approximately 4.2 million people. Founded in the year 1549, Salvador is not just a massive population center. It is the historic heartbeat of Afro-Brazilian culture. As the former colonial capital of the Portuguese Empire in the Americas, Salvador's roots run extraordinarily deep. Its world-famous historic district, known as Pelourinho, features stunning cobblestone streets lined with vibrant, pastel-colored colonial architecture. Salvador's unique identity was shaped by centuries of cultural fusion, creating a distinct blend of music, martial arts, culinary traditions, and religious heritage. Today, Salvador is a sprawling modern metropolis, balancing its deep-seated history with a massive industrial sector centered around heavy chemical manufacturing, shipping, and international tourism. At number 8, we travel far away from the coast into the interior Central Plateau to explore Brasilia, Brazil, home to around 4.8 million citizens. Unlike almost every other ancient city on our list, Brasilia did not grow organically over centuries. In the late 1950s, Brazilian leaders made a radical decision. They wanted to move the nation's capital away from the coastal cities and into the undeveloped interior to spur national growth. In 1960, after less than 4 years of intense construction, Brazil inaugurated this entire capital city built from absolute scratch. Designed by legendary urban planner Lucio Costa and architect Oscar Niemeyer, Brasilia was laid out from above in the shape of a massive commercial airplane. It stands as one of the boldest, most ambitious urban planning experiments in human history, a city built around wide highways, futuristic concrete monuments, and strict zoning laws. While critics argue its design relies too heavily on automobiles, Brasilia remains a fascinating testament to modern human ambition. Climbing to number 7, we find Belo Horizonte, Brazil, featuring a sprawling metropolitan population of over 6.2 million residents. Tucked away in the mineral-rich hills of southeastern Brazil, its name literally translates to beautiful horizon. Built in the late 19th century as Brazil's first planned state capital, Belo Horizonte grew far beyond its original blueprints. Today, Belo Horizonte serves as the industrial powerhouse of South America. It is surrounded by massive mining operations that extract high-grade iron ore, feeding global manufacturing networks across the globe. Beyond heavy industry, the city has reinvented itself as a major South American technology and biotechnology hub, earning a reputation for its vibrant cultural scene, world-class universities, and thousands of traditional neighborhood gathering spots that dot its hilly terrain. Crossing over the continent to the western Pacific side, number 6 brings us to Santiago, Chile, home to a massive urban population of 7.1 million people. Nestled directly in a vast, fertile valley surrounded by the towering, snow-covered Andes Mountains to the east and the Chilean coastal range to the west, Santiago boasts one of the most breathtaking natural backdrops of any global city. Santiago is widely considered one of South America's most modern, stable, and economically advanced metropolises. It is home to the tallest skyscraper on the entire continent, the Grand Torre. Santiago, which stands at an extraordinary 300 meters high, but living inside a mountain-ringed basin presents severe geographical challenges. During winter months, atmospheric inversion traps, industrial pollution, and vehicular emissions low over the city floor, creating a persistent struggle between rapid economic growth and environmental management. Breaking into the top 5, number 5 takes us high into the clouds to Bogotá, Colombia, home to an astounding 11.3 million people, sitting at an elevation of 2,640 meters above sea level in the high plateau of the Andes. Bogotá is one of the highest capital cities on planet Earth. Despite its thin mountain air, rainy climate, and cool temperatures, Bogotá has grown into a major economic and intellectual center of Latin America. The city's geography is dramatically constrained by massive mountain ridges, forcing its growth long and narrow. To combat severe traffic congestion, Bogotá pioneered groundbreaking transit solutions such as its Transmilenio bus rapid transit system and expansive aerial cable car networks called Transmi-Cable, which carry hundreds of thousands of residents up steep mountain inclines every single day. At number 4, we descend down to the arid Pacific coastline to Lima, Peru, boasting a metropolitan population of over 11.5 million inhabitants. Built inside a coastal river valley surrounded by hyper-arid desert terrain, Lima holds nearly one-third of Peru's entire national population within its urban borders. Surprisingly, despite sitting right on the ocean, Lima is the second largest desert city in the world, receiving virtually zero rainfall throughout the entire year. Lima is a fascinating urban environment where ancient history and modern chaos exist side by side. You can drive past pre-Inca adobe pyramids built thousands of years ago that now sit directly adjacent to modern apartment complexes and busy highways. In recent years, Lima has also established itself as the undisputed culinary capital of South America, attracting global food lovers while simultaneously battling intense challenges regarding water scarcity and informal urban expansion. At number 3, we arrive at one of the most recognizable cities on planet Earth, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. With a massive metropolitan population exceeding 13.5 million people, flanked by deep blue ocean waters, lush tropical rainforests, and dramatic granite mountain peaks like Sugarloaf and Corcovado crowned by the world-famous Christ the Redeemer statue, Rio is visually unmatched. For centuries, Rio served as Brazil's political and cultural capital before the movement to Brasilia. Today, it remains a giant center for energy, shipping, media, and tourism. However, beneath its stunning natural beauty lies an intense socio-economic divide. Rio's geography has forced its urban development into narrow corridors between mountains and ocean, resulting in luxury beachfront districts standing just meters away from sprawling, self-built communities known as favelas. This unique urban footprint creates a dynamic, high-energy environment unlike anywhere else on Earth. Before we reveal our ultimate number 1 megacity, we must look at a special mega metropolis sitting at number 2, Buenos Aires, Argentina. with an immense metropolitan area housing over 15.6 million residents. It commands the vast Rio de la Plata basin, often described as the Paris of South America. Buenos Aires is famous for its sweeping, European-style architecture, grand boulevards, rich literary history, and intense passion for tango, art, and football. Buenos Aires represents the economic and political heart of Argentina, housing over one-third of the country's population. Its vast urban footprint sprawls across flat plains, featuring complex rail networks, giant port facilities, and a unique neighborhood culture, where every district feels like its own distinct city. Despite navigating severe national economic fluctuations, Buenos Aires remains a resilient, cultural giant of the continent. And finally, standing undisputed at number 1 is the absolute largest megacity in South America and one of the top 10 largest urban areas on planet Earth is São Paulo, Brazil. With an overwhelming metropolitan population exceeding 22.6 million people, São Paulo's sheer physical scale is almost impossible to comprehend. To put its size into perspective, São Paulo alone houses more residents than the entire nations of Belgium, Greece, Portugal, or Sweden combined. It is the undisputed financial capital of Latin America, hosting the region's largest stock exchange, major global banking headquarters, and generating a massive portion of Brazil's total economic output. Known locally as the City of Drizzle, São Paulo's urban footprint is so colossal, and its road traffic so dense that affluent business executives routinely commute via a massive fleet of private helicopters, giving São Paulo one of the highest concentrations of civilian helicopter traffic anywhere in the world. It is a relentless, non-stop concrete jungle that drives the economic pulse of an entire continent. These 10 giant metropolises prove that South America is far more than just wild natural landscapes and pristine forests. It is a dynamic, rapidly evolving urban titan that is reshaping the modern world. From high-altitude mountain capitals, engineered into the Andes, to vast coastal megacities housing tens of millions, each metropolis carries a distinct identity forged by human resilience, rich history, and bold ambition. Which of these incredible South American megacities surprised you the most? And which one would you love to explore in person? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this deep dive fascinating, please hit the like button, share this video, and make sure to subscribe to Hidden Globe for more in-depth global stories and documentary investigations. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.